Okay, guys. Um, you should be able to uh, hear me now. Sorry about that. I had to actually reboot my Mac. It got into a bad state that I couldn't get it out of with the keyboard. That was really unfortunate. Anyways, for those of you that are still here, did anyone? I think everyone dropped off. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give it a minute for people to get back in the room. Is it still streaming? Yeah. Where's my tea? Okay. So. All right. Let's get back into it. So what we were doing? Oh yeah. We were using a new type called time range option input. And so we could add this state, right? Available, not available, maybe available. Okay. And the time range options that we're returning when we query the pod, we have to also update. So time range options, that's in a lot of places, unfortunately. So I think it's anywhere we're doing a pods connection. So here, so state here, and then here, anywhere where you see like basically the user ID, we can just put the state as well. Get the event. So this is in all the GraphQL API files. We'll put it here as well. And then we'll put it here. And then we'll do it, create pod. Okay, so this also needs a pod range option input. This needs a pod range option input. Time range options, okay. And then I think here as well, join pod. Yeah. Okay, so time option state. Maybe there should be time range option state. That's more descriptive. Yeah, let's do that instead. Time range option state. Time range option state. Yeah, that's good. Place that. And we still had some more, I think, for time range options. So we did this one. We did this one. And bum 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 bum. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So now we should be able to store the state of the time range option. Let's commit that. What the heck happened here? Oh, we have to regenerate the schema. That's right. Time range option state. Oh, but this should be required. So let's go fix that. No, it's no, yeah, that was right. Pod types .graphql. So this should be required. Wait, where do we do that? Time range option. Time range option state. Oh, that's in pod time range. It's up here. Yeah. Well, actually, we could assume it means available by default, That could save us some storage. Because, well, it's required when we query it, but when we're actually inputting it, like, I don't want to actually store available in the database. I want that to be the default assumption. Like, if the user doesn't have a time range, then on the front end we just show unavailable. We don't actually have to store unavailable in the database. That's redundant. That's a lot of extra data. Yeah, it's an optimization. Let's forget about it for now. Okay. And we need to rebuild it. So let's go ahead and get our commit message back. Refactor pod time range type to include state field. It's more specific, actually. Oh, look at that, it saved it. Even though I rebooted, it's awesome. Let's see if we got our viewers back. Okay, we got a couple people on Twitch, very good. So, for those of you that just joined, sorry I had to reboot the stream. Technical difficulties. We're continuing on this feature here for the doodle-like time range options on the pod. And I decided last night to not just make it like you're available or unavailable, but allow users to trigger a maybe on a specific time range. So now we have to add that state to the time range, which we just did. So it's going to look like this. This checkbox, you're going to be able to click it once to say available, and you're going to click it again, and it's going to say maybe, and then you click it again, and it goes unavailable. So we can handle that next on the front end. It's going to run. All right, so that finished. Very good. So let's do that next. Let's handle that in the front end. Let's commit these auto-generated files. So now we're switching back to our pure component. And now let's set some of them to like maybe. Let's set this one to maybe. Or actually it's going to be maybe available, right? So this kind of complicates things quite a bit. Because now in our pure component, which we, did I close that file? No, here it is. So now, right now we're just assuming it's available always. So we want to allow this to be maybe. Should we actually just focus on getting the available part of the feature working first and actually seeing the users? Like, because maybe is sort of like an enhancement to this feature, but we don't have the feature done. Like, I almost think we should just continue on displaying the real data, show the users, and then allow users to add new time ranges, and then allow them to adjust this. Yeah, I think that's a better use of time than going down this feature enhancement, because there's a bunch of other feature enhancements we want to do, right? We want to be able to sort and filter this table. Doodle does a really cool thing where it's like, I don't know if you can see this, but or you can't. Oh yeah, see, they have these little like arrows. When the screen's too small, you click on it and it'll just automatically expand or scroll. There's a bunch of little like nice stuff we can do, but let's just get the feature working first. So, let me think. Okay, so let's display the... Well, actually, no. Now we actually have to do the mutation. So allow users to actually input data. Right now we're hard coding the data, these time range options, but we want to allow users to input this and save this to the database. So let's do that next. So let's adjust our plan. We did this. Let's refactor p, what is this called? P time range selector to for time to allow input, to allow adding new time ranges. Yeah. So like I said, the way we're going to do this is like so. We're going to use this this view, so they can go ahead and click and drag like so, and then we'll allow them to do we'll allow them to add how many? 10? How many time ranges make sense? Well, it'll be an arbitrary number. But let's actually look to see how they do this in their examples. So this is called create event with no overlap. I think that's what this is called. Let's view example source code. Oh, it's selectable. Click an event to see more info. Drag the mouse over a calendar to select the time range. So selectable. The view is week. So we're still showing all the events. On select event. On select slot. Handle select. Okay, so that seems pretty simple, right? We just need to have now a mode for our component. So this is going to be some local state. Is edit mode. And it would be false by default. So how are they going to get into the edit mode? Well, we can, based on our designs, just put a button on the top saying add time range, like right here. Add time range, insert time range. I don't know, maybe we should put it like in the table. Would that make more sense? See, the way Doodle.com does this, by the way, in terms of like UX, they do it different than us because they assume that users that are not on Doodle will be using the feature. So they have to display the users on the left because it could be a long name or email. We're just going to display the user avatars essentially on the right using just images, and that you can hover over just like you saw there. So I think we should, and see how you can just add by inside the table, like add people. Maybe we should put the, like underneath time, like maybe we should put another row called like insert new time range. Well, we'll think about that later. Let's just put a button in for now. The button from the button. And we'll put it right, where do we go? G? No, that's the top. Bottom. There we go. We'll put it right here. On add on should we allow users to delete time ranges? Yes. Only theirs though. On edit time ranges. So this is just going to say add or edit time ranges. Like this. And this is going to go here. So like the example showed, we have now a new view. So there's a week view. So that the view is now going to depend on the mode. So if it's the edit mode, then we're going to use the week view. Otherwise, we're going to keep the agenda view. View mode. On edit time range. I forgot we didn't do that yet. So this is going to go, put it up here. On edit time ranges is just going to say set edit is edit mode is not is edit mode. So it's just going to toggle us in and out of edit mode. In fact, we don't even need this. And then there's something else we were forgetting. Oh yeah, selectable. I think we have to set it to be selectable. And then we have to have this on select slot. Or actually, maybe we don't need it to be selectable. Whoa, no. Misclick. On select slot. And then we should handle that up here. I'm not sure what we get from this. We get a time range. Okay, that's pretty easy. Start and end time. So we are going to what's it called? Call on change, I think. We pass an on change. And we're going to add a new time range. Or a new time range option, which includes the user ID and the state, which we're gonna again just hard code to available for now. We'll deal with the maybe state later. That's sort of, we're getting ahead of ourselves with that one. So let's make sure this start and end is in the format we expect. It should be. Save. So I should see a button now I can click to put me in my edit mode. What happened? Huh? Oh, okay. Edit time ranges. Click. And nothing happened. So why did nothing happen? Set is edit mode. At view mode is now... I guess I do have to make it selectable. I didn't think I had to do that. I thought that selectable was just so you can like click on the events in the calendar. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, so if I edit time ranges, why is it still in the agenda view? Oh, interesting. Interesting. So I guess users can just switch in and out of different views. I don't think we want to allow that. So we either want them to be in the agenda view or the week view. Why didn't it switch them into the other view though? Views.week. Oops. view mode should be, oh, this is the default view. So there must be like a view prop. Where is the documentation? Yeah, just view. Okay, so default view is just gonna be the same as view mode. View. Let's see if we have anyone on the stream. Oh, we got some people on Twitch. What's up? So for those of you that are wondering what we're doing, we're adding a doodle.com like feature to the pod. So when you join a pod, you can put in your availability. And so what we're going to do, right now we're editing the pure component to allow people to add new time ranges. Then we're going to show the users here in this column. So that's sort of what we're doing. Let's see if that fix worked. Oh, okay, yeah. So now when I say edit time range, it puts me in the week view, and I should be able to select like, okay, I can drag 1 to 3 a.m. But then what happens? Nothing when I let go. When I let go, it says slot selected, and then I have the start and the end time. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. So, but then when I call on change, I'm giving it a time range. So why am I not getting my new time range selection? Oh, maybe I did? Maybe I did. So if I go back to agenda mode. What? Why can't I go back to agenda mode? Oh, I see. So the default view. So then I go back to agenda mode like this. Okay. Oh, wait. Was that there before? Why we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it actually worked. So let's go back to edit. And then we're going to... I don't see it in this mode. Oh, okay. Yeah, it did work. So we're going to add one to this day. So instead, let's do 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. on the same day. And get out of edit mode. And I should see... I don't see it. Okay, that didn't work. Render. Okay, so this is not working here. Oh my gosh. New time ranges. So I'm expecting this new time range to be added when I call on change, but I don't see it. So I just want to see what's going on here. So we're in the agenda mode. I call edit. I add my new time. It does say slot selected, new time ranges. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, it's because I'm setting it to maybe available. I forgot I was doing that. Yeah, we're going to punt in this maybe business for now. Okay. And so I think actually also we should we jump out of like when should we jump out of the adding of new time ranges? Like they hit edit time range and they say like 1 to 3 a.m. and then we keep them in here until when? Until they say done? Wait, why am I still not seeing it? New time ranges. Yeah. 1 a.m. to... Oh, it's because it doesn't show... Okay, so this is actually good. It doesn't show times that have already passed. So I just tried to select 1 a.m. today to 3 a.m., but you can't do that. So it's not displaying it. So instead, we don't want to allow the user to select those times. So there must be a way in the API to disable the available time ranges. I think I saw that in here. I forget what it was called. Let's just search for limit. Nope. Restrict. Nope. Let's see, what was it called? Hey, what's up, Federico? I see you on the chat. How's it going? Hope you're having a good weekend. Staying safe. I think... What was this called? On select slot. There was an API for it. Bear with me. Day prop getter, show multiple days. Min and max. Okay. Constrains the minimum time of day. So... Constrains the minimum time of day and week views. No. I want to constrain the... the time they can select. What? Why can't I do that? There must be a way. I don't want to have to do that in my code. The library should provide that. On select event. Shoot. You know what? They don't probably support that. That's let's check the GitHub. I don't think they support that. We can always pull requests into it. This is a great library. Unable to drag from 12 a.m. How can I search for this? I feel like this is definitely... Someone's already had this problem. Restrict time? Here we go. Boom. It's closed. Uh-oh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, guys? Let's see. Oh, darn it. It doesn't support it natively. Okay. So he says it's not supported. The current solution is to add an event with custom styling and hide the text. Oh boy. If you want to avoid users from selecting a range on top of them, you can use on selecting callback. Okay, so we have to manage this in our code. That's all right. That's okay. So if you want to avoid users from selecting a range on top of the gray events, you can use the on selecting callback. So on selecting, where is that happening? Did I close the docs? Why did I close the docs? I did not close the docs. On selecting, callback fired when the user is dragging in the time view. So it returns false when if we return false, it prevents the selection. Okay, good. So that's exactly what we want. And it also returns a range. So what is it called? On selecting. It's the same as this. Okay. On selecting. And we want to return false. Let's just test this. So if they're saying if I return false here, then it will not allow me to select that range. Let's see if that's true. So boom. So come in here, drag, let go. And then, no, I still have it. I still have it. Why it didn't work? On selecting. Oh, well, duh. I didn't add it to the prop. That explains that. User error. Let's try that again. Okay. Drag, drop. Didn't call on selecting, and it still added it. Darn it. On selecting slot. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's just called on selecting, isn't it? Isn't that what he said in docs? I should pay more attention. Yeah, it's just on selecting. Can't wait to switch this front end to TypeScript. There's so much stuff like that that would just save me so much time if I had types for all these component libraries. Drag. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's right. I can't drag. On selecting. Haha. Okay. So that works. That works. So let's just do this then. Let's do if start time return start, or you can just do it like this. New date is start. If start is less than now, it's in the past. And we don't want to allow it. So we want to return the not of this. You feel me? I think that should work. We don't need these either. Right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Cool. Can't select it. So let's come down to something here like 10:30 to midnight. Boom. And then we see 10:30 to midnight in our selection. 10. Yeah, I think I selected 10 to midnight. Okay, that solves that. And so, but now why don't we see it in the here? Like when I selected 10 to 11, why don't I see it here? Like if I leave, if I edit, get out of here, and I come back here, oh, I don't see it here either. Oh, you know why? Because I know why. The selection, we're adding it to our selection, but we're not actually adding it to, we're not actually backend, or I'm sorry, our time range options that we're hard coding here. So here's the question. Do we want to send a mutation as they're selecting? Or do we want to batch it? So as the user is adding new time, it's a trade-off, right? So on one hand, if we send a mutation after every drag and drop, then it's going to be very chatty in terms of performance. Like we're going to be sending a lot of requests to the backend for if they are going to add, 10 different time ranges. And they also might misclick and they have to delete it. So it's just like very chatty. So we could also just let them add 10 ranges and then hit save and then just send all 10 at once. But what if they add like 15 time ranges and then they accidentally reload? Like let's see, what would happen if I did that, right? Like if I come into edit and then I drag something and then I reload the page, I just lost work, right? Like I reload the page. So that's okay. That's okay, because what we can do is we can, just like when you're creating an event, when you start editing and then you reload, we'll just prevent it. We'll do the browser prevent leave thing. Yep. All right, we'll do batching then. We'll do batching. So I decided we'll do batching. Okay. So what? You just can't select this. I don't even want to display this, actually, to be honest. I just want to, like, I don't want today, back today. I do still want to display this, like back, previous, next week, previous week, and today. But I don't. I can customize this. I can customize this. I can customize this here. This also doesn't need this. I can customize it by saying I can customize it. Where can I customize it? I think it's called toolbar, my toolbar. So I can customize the toolbar, I think. I can customize the toolbar. There's an example, I think, of him doing that somewhere. Custom header? My custom header. Yeah, I think this is what we want to do. Let's just copy this and see what's going on here. We're not going to use this, but I just want to make sure this is the correct thing. So we only want to display week mode. We don't want to display day or month. For this use case, it doesn't make sense to do that. So my custom header. Yeah. What's that going to do? It's going to render custom header with a label. Oh shit, I don't want this. Let's try that again. Okay, let's load this. Where's my custom header? Oh, I'm not in the week. I need to be in week. Oh, whoa, there it goes. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Oh, so this, I see. It renders a custom here. That's not what we wanted. No, no, no. This is too specific. Let's get rid of this. No, I want not the header. I want the toolbar. That's what it's called, I think. The tool, this thing, not the header. But when we're in week mode, no, it just renders like the day, 24th Friday. That makes sense. Yeah, when we're, I think it's called toolbar. My toolbar. Maybe I can just search for my toolbar. I'm pretty sure they had a dun 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 dun. You. Oh, interesting. Did they ever implement this? Oh, that's cool. Custom views. I see. Okay, I think it's just called toolbar, guys. Let's just try it. I don't know what props we're getting though. Oh, why does that? I always do that. I should just have a hotkey. Toolbar props. Return. I don't know. I think I just get a label. Toolbar. Oh wow, we get a lot. So we get the view localizer, the date, the label. Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So, great. Yeah, great. So I can, oh, okay. So the toolbar is where I want to render this edit time ranges. So let's think about this. What should the toolbar be? Well, I think we should have the join pod or edit pod button here on the top right. And then we're going to have the previous, next, and this week button on the left. So instead of having this like let me think for a minute. Sorry, I should have sketched this out. Yeah, we'll do what I just said. That makes sense. So previous week, next week, and then the edit. So this is gonna go on the. Let's do a grid. Okay, I know what we want to do now. So we're going to do something like this. This is going to be the next grid item. And we're going to put, oops, not items. We're going to put our button in here. And this is going to be align self, justify end. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get the stuff rendered first. Grid item. I forget the documentation. Where is the docs? Where's the docs? No, not icons. Material. UI. Oh, yeah, here we go. I think there's like a justify self prop on this grid item, if I remember correctly. CSS grid layout. No, I want grid item. Grid item. Justify, yeah, there's no justify self, so we can just do it like this, just to make it simple. Checkbox grid. So we can just do it like this. Grid container. Justify is going to be space between, and this is going to be a grid item. So I was wrong about the grid item. It's just like this. It's been a while. Yeah, like that. Boom. I think that should work. Let's see what it looks like. Cool. So we have the main button here on the right. And then this is going to render the previous, like today, previous week, next week. How do we want to render that? I don't think we want to use buttons. Maybe we should use... This is kind of a strange UI element. Maybe we should use... let's just use the thing that they're using. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Where's theirs? What do they call it? Toolbar? So they say it's just a button, huh? Just a button. Next, previous, today. RBC button group. Why are they doing this type button? It's not navigate. Okay. What's navigate doing? Navigate is just doing this. Prev next today date. Wait, what? Well, I'm trying to understand this API. Oh, this dot navigate. So this is a on navigate action. Okay, so we pass an on navigate to this thing. Who does that? Who passes on navigate? Well, that would probably be the calendar. Handle navigate. What does this do? So it takes the action, so this is like the week, the date. Move date. View component. Okay, it's like doing stuff. I wonder if they export these utils from the library. This is the kind of stuff I don't want to do. So let's see if we can just lift it. Where's the exports? Export. Oh, they do export navigate as navigate. Haha. Well, that's useful. Oh wait, is it? Isn't this just, aren't these just the content? Oh man, wait. Utils constants navigate. What navigate? Previous, next, today. Yeah, that's not useful. Oh, but move is. I think we want move. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. I should just clone this. Yeah, this is what we want. Bingo. Bingo. Calendar view components must implement. So can I just pull move? Export default as move. Where are we doing this? React big calendar. Where am I importing that? Yeah, I think we can just do this. So I think I can make this a button for now. This thing. Let's just for now do this. So I think we can just say navdir and then show the direction and then call move. Actually, wait a minute. Move does not take dir. Move takes a okay, at this point, let's just do this. We're jumping all around in the browser. So move takes the view, because the view has the navigate, And then it takes an action, date, today, and props. Okay. So, this is the view, current view. And then it takes, what does it take? Action, date, today. Action, date, today. And, wait, we're already doing this down here. So this is the view. And action, date, and today. I don't fully understand what those are. So action is navigate.today. I see. So that's why they're exporting. That's why they're exporting the constants here, because we're going to use them. What a great library. See? So we're going to say navigate dot, and it was like today and like next week or something. Navigate dot previous, next, today. Previous, next, today. Okay, so it's like this. So we need the navigate. Navigate. And then we're going to do action. Let's just hard code it for now to navigate dot previous. And then we don't actually need to pass the day, I think. And then today, I assume, is just like this. Is that right? Date. How are they using it? If date equals today or new date. What's today? Date today. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. So we should just pass in we should pass in the day. I'm sorry, the date. This is if you're trying to go to like an actual date. Okay, I think this will work. We're not actually respecting the direction, but we just want to make sure like that everything works before we get too fancy here. So when I say next, boom, it says navdir. So it actually passes an event, it looks like. Okay, but then did it do anything? No, didn't do shit. So actually, let's just do it like this. It's action. Let's just use closures. So this button is going to be what is this going to be? Today. And this one's going to be previous. And then the other one's going to be next. Oh, I probably should have used like that. Okay. And then this is going to take the action as a closure and then return a function like this. We don't do anything with the event, so we'll just leave that. Sorry, this is going to be previous, not next. It was previous, right? no, it's previous. See that? Oops. And then today is also today. So let's just be consistent here. Enums for the win. These guys are doing it right. Okay, so you see what we're trying to do here? I can probably even give this a class name of RBC. What was it? RBC buttons. Dang it. Where was it? It was in the time toolbar. RBC button group. I think we can just add this class to make it look consistent with the... we're not going to style this thing yet. That's totally out of scope for this session. Oh yeah, by the way, we only have... Oh, we should take a break now. I was going to go till 9:30. So let's just get this part working, this toolbar, and then we'll take a quick break. We'll get some more tea. Okay, save it. So now we should be getting our action. Hold on. That should be coming through here. View. All right, let's see if this works. We got people on the stream? What are we listening to today? What are we drinking? Oh, we're just listening to some cool Elenium. And just drinking some green tea. I'm gonna have to refill actually in a bit. And once I get this part working, these buttons, then we're gonna take a quick little break. Looks like that CSS didn't do anything. So now if we hit previous, we get this. Oh wait, no, we're not getting navdir. We want to see nav direction. Navdir. It's not calling our callback. On navigate. So I'm expecting this. Oh, okay, my bad. So we want to do this. I messed up. We don't want this to return a function. We want this to generate a function. So on navigate is going to take in the action and return the callback. The callback takes in events, but we don't care about the event. We only care about the action. So let's see if that works. Previous. Okay, great. But this is supposed to say previous, isn't it? No, this is right. This is right. So view is... Let's just log all this out. This doesn't look like we're... Date today. Well, we know what those are. We don't need that. The view, I assume it... Oh, you know what? It probably actually wants an instance of the class. Let me see what the API looks like. So hit previous. Yeah, so this is just a string agenda. That's not at all what it wants. Because if you look at what it's trying to do here, it's trying to say... It's trying to call view.navigate. So it wants the actual class. So how's it getting that? View sub view. View equals type of view. Oh, but it's doing it for us. If we pass a string, it pulls the class from the view. Okay. So that should work. Theoretically. Previous, next, today. It's not doing anything. It's calling our function, but this move function is not doing what I expect. I expect it to... call this. Maybe we have to actually pass it more than just date and today. So if you look at the toolbar that they implement, let's just make a comment here. On click, they say this.navigate and then it calls navigate today. This dot navigate on navigate action. So they're doing the same thing we're doing, okay? They're doing the same thing. On navigate is called, and on navigate we already showed previously in the calendar component. On navigate, handle navigate, takes the action and it calls move date with the component. Okay, very good. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Get now this dot props. Oh, okay, so we shouldn't be calling move date. The calendar calls move date. Okay, we call handle navigate. We're reaching too deep into the API. Handle navigate takes the action. I see. Because this is where it gets the view. Handle navigate. I think they exposed this in the. I think we're pulling the internals. We're going too deep. Here we go. Controlled by on navigate. Yeah, boom. On navigate. Fired when the date value changes. Yeah. I see. When the date value changes. So we actually have to change the date value here on the calendar. So what is that? Is it just date? The current date determines the visible range. If the date is omitted. Oh, okay. Wow, we are really like overthinking this. All we have to do is just like mutate this. Current or viewing date. Viewing date. So we just gotta like push this forward and backward by a week as they click these buttons. Yeah, we were overcomplicating this quite a bit. We were reaching into their API. So I think we can just do this. I got ahead of myself. Oops. We still want to do this. On navigate action. We still want to do this. But now I just want to say set view date. Oh, what did I call it? Set viewing date is equal to new date. So this, let's just test this out. Let's say like new date is equal to the viewing date. So this is what we currently have, and then we're going to push it forward by 7 days. So we'll say new date dot set days is equal to new date dot get days, and then we're going to add 7 days to it to push it forward a week. And we'll set the viewing date, which is going to update the it's going to update the calendar for us. So we don't have to do any of this we don't have to do any of this shenanigans. We're pulling their API unnecessarily. So let's add that state up here. We always want to have the state in one place. So we'll call this viewing date, set viewing date, and we're going to initialize it to that, like this today. All right, save that. I think this is how we're supposed to use it. This makes more sense to me. I felt like we were mucking around with some internals. So we'll previous. Close this. Whoa, what the heck happened? View date is not defined. Oh, it's viewing date, isn't it? It's viewing date. Maybe we should... No, viewing date is fine. Let's see what that does. So we'll previous. Oh man, what the heck is going on? Get days is not a function. I thought it was. It's get day, isn't it? set day, get day. Oh man. Previous. Oh, here we go. Good. Whoa, set day. Oh, good lord. Come on, guys. I thought it was... What? Really? There's no set day? Am I crazy? Am I taking crazy pills? Oh my gosh, it's get date. Good lord. Oh my gosh. So now we go, boom. Aha! It worked. So, depending on the action, so let's see. Action equals, let me think. There's 3 states, right? There's today, previous, and next. So if action equals navigate dot today, we don't actually need to use these. Like why implement our own enums though, right? Then let's do it like this. Const new date is just the viewing date. If action is today, don't do anything, right? So if it's previous, then we're gonna do new date is equal to new date. Now we're gonna use the viewing date, and we're going to set date is new date dot get date. Oh my gosh. Plus what? Plus 7? Oh, minus 7. Minus 7. Otherwise, else if the action is equal to next, then we're going to add 7. Okay. This code can be refactored. We will in a minute. I think this is right. Well, you know, it assumes that, well, whatever. It assumes a lot of stuff. Let's just run it. If it's previous, we minus 7. If it's next, we add 7. Otherwise, we use today. So we go next. Assignment to a constant. My bad. My bad, guys. Wait, is ESLint not, like, working right now? I feel like ESLint is not working. That explains why I'm making all these dumb mistakes. How did I not notice that till just now? Next, there's none. Previous, there's 1. Previous. Previous. Today. Next. Previous. Previous. Previous is not working. I think it's because on navigate, this is generating a function, but this viewing date changes. So what we have to do is use the use callback in React. Because this is dependent on the viewing date. Okay, and I think, yeah, I already am importing that. Oops. So that should work. Let's try that. Next. Previous, previous, previous is not doing anything. Why is previous not doing anything? I thought that this action should be updating. This is going to generate a new function and assign it to this whenever the viewing date changes. That's how that works. So next, on nav next, previous, on nav previous, and then previous again. Oh, sorry. Previous again does nothing. Oh. Am I setting it correctly? Set viewing date is, let's just do viewing date and then the new date. So it should have like the correct. This looks right to me. I'm missing something. Maybe the chat. Straight green tea. Should have taken a break. I will take a break in just a minute. I just want to get this one pagination thing working. So next, previous, previous. Huh? On nav prev. It's not called. Oh, set. Okay, here we go. So set viewing date first renders the current viewing date and then the date we're trying to go to. So the current viewing date is changing correctly, right? So Saturday, we first went from Saturday to May, and we went back from May to Saturday, and then we went from April to 18th. And wait, so this is working. This is doing what I expect. This is doing exactly what I expect. The component is not, though. So the date has been changed, but we're still seeing April 25th. Even though the date has changed. Why? Why is this not updating the component? Can someone tell me? See, this is why you shouldn't go more than 90 minutes in a coding session, because now I feel like I'm just doing something dumb. I need to reset my context. So we're going to go previous. Previous. April 11th is the viewing date. And if I hit previous, now it's April 4th. So the component is, the component has the right date, but it's actually rendering, it's rendering the time ranges. April 4th. Oh. It's working. It's just this view that's not right. So this is the, what is this called? The agenda view? Interesting. Interesting. So maybe the date doesn't affect the agenda view. No, but I thought it did. Oh. Oh, you know what? I understand now. So the date, the current date. I understand, but I don't know what API to use to limit. I want to change the date range, not just the start date. Allows mount selection of range. Date range. Not the format. Determines a visible view range. Yeah, I want the agenda view to only show events within the week time frame, not the month time frame. You see what I'm saying? Like, even though we're setting the date correctly here in the week view, the agenda view does not respect that. Yeah, and then when we go forward a week, I understand why it's doing this, but I'm not sure what the proper solution is. This is a good point to take a break. So let me go get some tea. Let me just delete some of these console logs. We don't need these anymore, do we? I gotta fix my ESLint too. I don't need move or navigate. I do need navigate. I don't need these console logs. This is actually a decently complex little component, huh? This is like a little app. App inside the app. So, well, actually, let's make sure today is working before we take a step out. So we go next, then we go today. Okay. So let's do a to-do. We'll come back in a few minutes. To-do. I always do this when I step away. Start here, just so I know what the heck is going on. Why? How to limit agenda view range. Do you see what we're trying to do? Yeah. Then once we can do that, the next step is to hook up the mutation to the smart component. So that's gonna be the fun part. All right, so let's take a break with this pure component. It's getting to a decent enough state where we can use it with the backend API. And then once we have real data, we'll do another pass on it and actually fix some of the rendering. So we want to have this. This is the hard part here, is like showing this list of users and then the states of the time range on each user. So we have to do some mapping on the front end to handle that. I also want, I didn't talk about this earlier, but I want this component to be even more robust, where you can, well, let me just make sure I'm talking to people. Oh yeah, we got some people on Twitch. So I want to make sure, let me see. So if you can see this component we're building, whoops, I almost just knocked over my mic. We want to render, so once we hook it up to the smart component, we want to get the actual users from the database, and I want to render each user at each time range and the status icon next to them. So it's going to be a check, a question, or a X for the 3 status states of the time. And then I also want to put a popover menu here for filtering. So there's gonna be 4 filter states. There's gonna be 2 for, you can just sort time ascending or descending, right? But I want you to be able to sort. What did I say? We're gonna sort by alphabetical ascending and descending, and then available ascending and descending. So what that's gonna allow you to do as the organizer and say, show me all the times that have the most number of people available or the least number of people available. Like, that's very important. But then also sort the rows by the users alphabetically. So that way we can see visually at a glance each user what times they are available. So this is what doodle.com does well, but we can improve it actually. So let's go back to this. This is our inspiration. So say we had like 5 people here, and this grid would just look like a checkerboard. It would just look like madness. You want to quickly be able to, and say also this was like really long, like we're way out here, and we see like we're trying to answer the question. Show me. How do I phrase it? Basically, we don't want to have to move our eyes from these empty boxes over here to the user. So we don't want the organizer to have to map visually by moving their eyes like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh wait, you can't even see my screen right now, right? My bad, guys. Hold on, I'm getting used to this. So this is the inspiration we're going off of. If we're way over here, we don't want the organizer to have to like look at all these check boxes over here and then map them to the user to see like, oh, when is John available? And they have to like see, oh, there's John, and we want to avoid this. This is like one little minor UX thing I would say about Doodle, is if you're trying to figure out specific users and their availability, you have to move your eyes a lot around the grid. And so the way that we're going to hopefully improve that is in our grid, we're not going to have the users up here. It's not like a X and a Y. It's just X that's sortable. So we're going to display all the users by their names, which is essentially what they're doing here, right? Like this is a sorted list, but we're inverting it. So we're going to have a grid of users here, and the grid is going to look the same, or the user avatars are going to be identical for every row when we enter that sort by alphabetical mode, but then the icons will change. So like on every row we'll see like, you know, Aaron, you know, Benny and Carl, and then for each row the order will be preserved. It's just that the states of the availability will change. So you can as an organizer, you can answer the question both ways to say like, show me, I want to see quickly all the times that work for Benny, but then you change the sort and you say, show me the times that have the most people. So one is from the point of view of like the time, and then one is from the point of view of a specific user. And so I think that'll satisfy both use cases, and should be a really powerful tool for helping people organize their pods. Anyways, I spoke enough. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back in 10 minutes or so for round 2. We're going to hook this up to the smart component, talk to the backend API that we set up, and get some data rendering in here. Okay. So with that, all the words are backwards. Oh yeah, sorry. When I was displaying my yeah, that's a good point. When I hold things up to the camera, I guess they're mirrored. So I can fix that in OBS, I believe. Anyways, we'll do that later. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes for round 2, and let me go get downstairs and get some tea.